Act 3, The Twilight Flood, Chapter 18, A Well-Deserved Break. Una and Archie. Hello, Innkeep. Look what I found. Looks like a rare specimen of Archie to me. I'm one of a kind. Oh, you two know each other already? Of course you do. You know pretty much everyone in this city, huh? Of course I know him. He's quite the celebrity in town. Oh, I suppose I am. He's Zen's most famous author. He even survived an assault by hordes of the vicious undead. Author? I guess I really am an author, yes. Bummer. And here I thought I could surprise you. How did you two meet? I think he spotted me on the street, must have thought I had a lot of stories to tell, so he asked me if he could write my biography. What a unique way to call someone old. But she does have a lot of stories to tell. Archie, how many manuscript topics do you want to collect before you actually finish something? Well, you see, it's always important to collect ideas. Life itself is the best source of inspiration for any artist. Look at him. He's so eager to write. I just couldn't refuse that look in his big sparkling eyes. Writing down ideas is so much fun. Not only for the detective's magical story, but also holding on to Theo's memories through writing is really helping me with his death. I can make sure the world doesn't forget about him. I'm glad you're doing a bit better now. Una, how come you want your biography to be written now? I don't really have a reason. I'm old, and I've seen a lot of stuff. Would be sad if all that knowledge went to waste, right? It's not like you'll disappear any second now, is it? Of course not. I get it. A lot of terrible things have been happening lately. Ah, don't be silly. We'll be fine. It's always nice to see most of your friends return during times like these. Most of them? Stuff like this happens every few decades. It's completely normal. If you say so. Are you going to pay Archie accordingly, though? That's what I'm here for. I'm going to pay him in drinks. I'm going to pay him in exposure. And I could also use a little refreshing drink myself. Aye, gotcha. Anything specific you'd like today, Archie? Just the same as always. A drink to stay focused on my writing, to defend my brain against all those distracting thoughts. Coming right up. So click on that. We want something with, yeah, he gets the steel tonic, I believe is the one that he enjoys. Just out of curiosity. This one would also be good. Let's see, what else? Ooh. Now let's do... Yeah, let's give him a citrine so that he can... The dodecahedron will allow him to... very clearly... write to his heart's content. I did not mean to do that. And I think... Nope, I'm gonna... Nope, I might be able to... Can I do this with... Nope. Okay. And I accidentally overpoured. There we go. Steel tonic. And here's your drink. Here you go. A drink to boost your concentration. Thank you very much, dear innkeeper. This is delicious. I can feel an irresistible itch in my fingertips already. I'm always happy to oblige. So, Una, what's it for you today? Maybe something that'll give me enough strength and energy to tell this whippersnapper every little detail of my life. Yeah, that sounds about right. All right, give me a quick second and I'll be back with your drink. And what do you want? You want something with strength. So we do the sailor's courage for you. And that gets... not that one. This one might work. So it already... yeah, let's try it with the shark tooth here. And one... actually, we'd have to do 2 crowns, and then we need a shield. Sailor's Courage. With, I believe that's a saber. Some liquid stamina for the golden girl. Let's see if your skills are to be trusted, Innkeep. Oh. Archie, I hope you're ready for at least 600 pages. That's a lot. But you already agreed, so you don't have a choice. And now, my dear Archibald, we'll begin with the writing. Thank you for your hospitality, Innkeep. I'll see you later. Goodbye, Innkeeper. I'll remember to keep a copy of the book for you. Signed, please. Of course. Very well. Goodbye, you two. Aren't we supposed to proofread someone's manuscript? Speaking of which, finally, my service beast and I have returned. Welcome back, Minthie. Good to see you, Innkeeper. And surprisingly, your tavern's dry interior. I thought you might be appreciating the dampness of almost everything nowadays. Maybe while underwater, but wheels and mud do not mix. On land, I appreciate structurally sound and smooth wood flooring much more than its soggy alternatives. That bad? You would too, just step a few minutes past your tavern. Then you might get an idea of the things jammed in my spokes and smushed between caskets and Cain's toes. I'll pass, and besides, stories from my patrons are much more enjoyable. Speaking of which, how did the pearl hunt go? Honestly, it wasn't all too eventful, but before I go on, I could do with one of your drinks, Innkeeper. Something to keep my mind clear of any irrelevant distractions for the journey back. Let me see what I can do. So something with brain. Let's do a peak sunrise. Can we do no, not. Yeah, we'll do with sprig of that. We'll top off that, 1 of the crown and 2 of the wings. Peak sunrise. May this inspire boundless creativity. Just what I needed. If only I had a boundless supply of this drink while writing at my desk. Unfortunately, my establishment doesn't do deliveries. What a shame. But before you go on, I actually have something else for you. Ah, and here I thought I'd have to needle for you for it again. What a pleasant surprise. My favorite kind. Here, a complete proofread manuscript, I hope. I certainly hope it's completed. Since my retrieval and your proofreading have been such a long time in the making, yes? Right. Long in the making. You should probably wash that red ink off your hands before it stains your mugs. Oh, right. I was editing my recipes all night. Crazy stories, actually. For another time, that is. I actually prefer to proofread in purple. I see. I will say, it's good to have these papers back in my hands. May I inquire as to why you asked for them back now? I've decided to finally publish the book. What I have written about, it's very dear to my heart. And I'm happy to finally get to share my writing with the world. Minthie, the author, it has a nice ring to it. It'll be Mackenzie Catron Pichon, actually. A very nice pen name. It was time I finally chose one, and something universal at that. Procrastination is a curse all of its own. Sure is. So, about the pearl. Or pearls? Protection pearls. Like I said, it wasn't too eventful. I had tea with the Banshee of the Lonesome Lagoon, and she traded me the pearls for objects of her desire. Mostly, I promised her a signed copy of the book. Good for her. You know, I've been meaning to ask, if I may, what do you need the pearls for exactly? I know you're often looking for them, but I was never quite sure why. Well, I'm sure you remember the curse I was bestowed with. Yes, the cursed parasitic rings that amplify your magic to a painful degree. Exactly those. They cause quite a lot of issues for me and my body. Sometimes it feels like the magic is eating away at me, slowly feasting on my organs and nerves. It's tearing me apart from the inside out as it gradually takes my health and life. The protection pearls help me keep the mana in check. They bring it down to manageable levels. It helps the pain a lot. So you're saying you turn the pearls into a drink? Wonderful to see that's still your first solution to everything. Yes, on the occasion, mostly I grind them into ink for my tattoos. They're very versatile little beauties. I'm happy you could find some then. Now that I think about it, care to share? I'm sure they'd be great for my drinks. Not so fast. For most people, they just amplify mana to ridiculous and dangerous degrees. And I don't want to be held responsible for the chaos your patrons could cause. However, maybe I could offer you something less extreme, but still energizing. Here. Is this your infamous coffee recipe? After all these years, you can finally trust me with it? It's time. I think you can finally make it without poisoning someone. Ouch. I'll do my best. Thank you, Minthie. Perhaps it will also keep your promises in time? Anyhow, I think we're due to take our leave. Need to make some ink? Something like that. Plus, I promised Casket and Kane we'd check if any primordial tennis balls got washed up by the flood. Baya might be able to make you some moss balls. I think I might have seen some in the bushes. We'll include Baya. What a perfect excuse to catch up with her. Is she around? More frequently recently. It's nice. A miracle she still comes around after you exercised her favorite bog body. We were young and inexperienced. It happens. That it does. It was lovely to see you again, innkeeper. Likewise, best of luck on your journey, and don't forget to send me a copy of that book. If you promise not to forget about its existence this time, I'll do my very best. I know you will, friend. I know you will. That was a very short day. Act 3, The Twilight Flood. Chapter 19, Remnants. Oh, it's Kumo and Jade. Jade, welcome back. Was your quest successful? When have I ever failed? Well, you do look surprisingly unbloodied. Also, hello, Kumo. Kumo? Who's Kumo? That guy. New name, I'm guessing? No names here. Never had a name. Don't even know what names are. Am I just supposed to go along with that? You're supposed to make me a drink. Then we can talk. Fair enough. What can I get you? I've still got plans after this, but Onyx is pretty tired. So give me something that will get her to keep up with my speed if I let her have a sip. Anything for Onyx? something with a lot of speed. And I think still the only drink we have that has that much speed is the Swift Strike. So we have typical, standard drink. I wonder how Fable's doing. She left really mad. She did when we last saw her. A drink for Onyx and you, but mostly Onyx. Not too bad. Concerning to see you know me so well. Being a regular does have its perks. So, names. Let's start with the story first. You love those, right? You know it. I'll spare you the details of my journey to Borkham, though I didn't miss the chance to make some extra money along the way. Everyone thought I was the right woman for their jobs. They helped me with the quest, too. Squeezed a good description of the renegade parents out of some Red Dune merchant who was in a deep dispute with a blue-crowned elephant. I'd love to hear that story, actually. Not my problem. Asking a couple of pointed questions got me to the inn where the deadbeats were staying at. Problem with people is, can't exactly kill them in broad daylight. With monsters, you'd be thanked for doing so. But with people, you've got to be patient. So I did what anyone would have done in my situation. I posed as a tour guide. And they believed you? Sure did. And Nico was right. Your drinks are great for pulling scams. Happy to hear that. I offered them a tour of the nearby Wadden Sea and led them to the area I knew was shunned by actual tour guides because of the unpredictable tides. Gave them a spiel about the Battle of the Order of Starlight that took place there, yada yada yada. Pretty soon, their eyes were glued to some starfish playing in the mud. It was the perfect opportunity to get it over with quickly. Obviously, I wasn't going to kill them just then. They needed a chance to run, but I had to scare them first. I raised my spear right up above my head and was about to go for a warning strike when I heard this zinging sound. I deflected the knife that was flung my way at the last second, and it shattered against the ground. All three of us turned and saw this cloaked echo reaching for another knife. He had his hood pulled up, knives and daggers strapped all over his body. Even the air seemed to grow darker around him. Looked like a real Shadowbane. I trained under them. Impressive. Those deadbeats thought I was protecting them from him. Should have seen the look on their faces when I said I was there to kill them. I turned back, wanting to refocus on my warning strike, when I was interrupted by a simple stop. It was said in this deep, raspy, incredibly fake voice that sounded like some sort of proper degenerate. Likely the two bums thought we were fighting about who'd get to kill them. Their approach to such a situation was to immediately try and bribe us. I told them to shut it. They asked me what I wanted then, if it wasn't money or words. So I turned to our little Shadowbane and asked what he wanted. But he just stood there quietly. Can't blame him. There's a little scarier than your parents. So you helped him with the decision? Not exactly. I walked over to him and handed him my spear. She said, "This is your choice. Make it." It felt like she was passing some of her courage onto me. He stepped forward, my spear in his hand, and took off his hood. I'll spare you the details. They recognized him, of course. Expletive had the audacity to act surprised. Surprised is one way to put it. When they talked, they sounded so like they had thought I had died. You could have. They left you. I wanted to say something. Anything. Yell. Tell them to get lost. Scream at them for what they'd done to me. But all that came out was, "Why did you leave me?" Their silence went on for so long. Would have been longer if those tides hadn't come rushing in. You did kind of walk into that one. Kind of. Luckily, I was quick. Got all of us up on some muddy rock that the waves couldn't reach. How long were you up there for? A couple of hours. Left us a lot of time to talk. Did you? Yes, a lot. For example, did you know the primordial flood was caused by the pyre erupting? The pyre? You mean the biggest volcano in all of Esteria, nestled right in Leviathan's domain? Yeah, apparently it erupted and then collapsed, covered all the primordial sea in ash, and set off a tsunami. It should not be doing that. No. Do you think that powerful magic was afoot? Probably not. What use is a giant tsunami to anyone? Maybe they wanted it to be wet? Probably not. Are tsunamis and their causes all you and your parents talked about? No. Mostly we talked about the leaving thing. They said not a day went by where they didn't regret what they'd done. I asked why they didn't come back then. They didn't have an answer for that. Mom said she was proud of my knife throwing skills, though. I never thought they'd apologize. They owned up to all of it, as awful as it was. I hadn't planned for that. They wanted to make up for everything and be a part of my life. They said it was up to me and what I wanted. What did you want? A family. Is that stupid? No, it's not. So you forgave them? No, not yet. I have to see if they actually mean what they said first. I can't trust them right now. We don't really know each other anymore. Who knows if we'll get along. But they did say they want to get to know me, and I think I might like that too. They're just so different. It feels like I'm angry at people that don't exist anymore. You should be careful. You're still allowed to be angry. I think you can still be angry at the past, but sometimes you've got to let go of that anger. And it's not for the person that wronged you, it's to let go of the anger so that you can heal yourself. Even if they change, they hurt you. Neither forgiveness nor forgetting is required. It just feels unfair, like I'm harboring resentment for ghosts. But I'll try to be honest with them. I owe that to myself. Plus, Jade threatened to decapitate them if they ever hurt me again. They'd stand no chance. None. Could I have a drink now, too? Sure. Let's trade. Right. A secret? No, a name. I assumed Jade didn't know you as Kumo because your parents didn't call you that. Correct. What did they call you then? I'm not. I'll trade you my name. Just give the guy a drink. Your first name? Those are quite precious to Mahada, right? Very. See, it is a secret to trade for. I'm listening. Ulyssia. It's a beautiful name. I don't respond to flattery. It wasn't meant to be flattering, but thank you. It's definitely better than mine. Yours fits you? It does not. If you say so. So, not Ulyssia, what would you like in exchange? Maybe something that'll stop me from choking on my words. In case I have to do more of this emotional thing. I've definitely got something for that. And for him, I like to... Okay, yeah. I like doing this 1,000 Winds part because he's, I believe, an air echo. Alright, so we can do... Yeah. This one. Have 1, 2... Defense, or the agility's already done. And then 2 of that one. There we go. 1,000 Winds. There you go. Here you are. Some fluid emotional vulnerability. It tastes a lot better than it sounds. Feels a lot better, too. Maybe. I still need to call you something else, though. If Kumo is out, it is. What have you got for me, then? I'm running out of names. Jade, can I? Nope, my name. Fine, how about... Dave? You know what? Sure, I'll go with that. I'm proud of you, Dave. For everything you've gone through and for choosing what's right for you. Thank you. Do you need a hug? May have already gotten one from Jade. Speaking of me, I've got to go. Want to check in with Grace and her goons. See you around, Airboy. See you around, Ulyssa. What about you? Care to linger a little longer? I need some time to think all this over. Maybe even feel it, too. Is Fable back yet? I think Cheesecake would make for a great distraction right about now. No, I thought maybe you ran into them on the way back. I didn't. So Melly isn't back yet either? No, I'm afraid not. Cool, great. I guess I'll talk to Carolyn? Your parents? Maybe. Do you think they still love me? I don't know. I hope they do. I hope they'll love you well, but I don't know. I do know that other people love you, and that if your parents fail to live up to what you deserve, you won't be loved any less. I'd like to believe that. Sometimes I just think, if even my own parents could leave me, anyone can. Don't measure your worth by the actions of the people that hurt you. Nothing good can come of that. I'm very thankful to have met you. Anyway, I'm also part of the night, or whatever, so I must go. Farewell. See you soon.